why I got involved in politics, it's really been a situation that's been growing, really since the crash back in 2008. Our financial crisis, to me, is so alarming and just growing at such a rapid pace, and we're spending inordinate amount of money that we don't have. Yep. Borrowing on our children's income and their children's income to essentially fund our state and our country. And I think by the time we get to our children and their children, they won't have much income left to tax.
No question.
So I thought the best way to approach that was to really jump in now before it's too late, and at least cast my one vote out of the 400 plus that'll be in the legislature with me on the House side, and see at least if I couldn't be, one step in the right direction and join a few folks that have already taken the leap before myself to have been an implementive change as far as bringing real fiscal values, conservatively fiscal values to the State House. I will not vote for a single increase of any tax of any kind. They can take that to the bank. In terms of education, I'm a true believer that local control is extremely important. I think parents are in the best position to make decisions about their child's education. Just like I think the average taxpayer is in a much better, decision process as to what to do with their money rather than the folks up in Concord. Well, I don't think it's any secret in terms of how high our business taxes are these days. Yeah. Again, it doesn't directly impact on your paycheck the average worker. Okay, but it shows up in other areas. You could be getting a higher salary if we didn't have such high payroll taxes and business taxes. The company could invest more in its New Hampshire infrastructure. Yep. Increasing revenues for the state to maybe tax at lower levels. I think that, obviously there needs to be some level of tax, but we went from being 13th to the 14th best place to operate a business in the country, and I think now we're in the back to mid-30s.
Yeah, we're 37th by last account.
And it's troubling, and as a business owner, I see that every day play out, and it's really tough. It's really tough, and it's not just tough on the employer, it's tough on the employee. And as I was saying before, these taxes, how they're deceptive in terms of how they impact everybody. A lot of my employees, they come from an hour away, whether they're living in Portsmouth or they're coming down from the White Mountains. That gas tax really impacts. That's 22% now.
It is.
Okay, that's no laughing matter.
Let's talk about some other hot button issues within the Republican Party today. Second Amendment right. Thoughts on where you are on it? What's important to you about it?
I'm a fierce proponent of our Constitution. The Second Amendment is a right that we all have, and I will defend that as best I can. I truly believe that our founding fathers put that in there for a reason. They had been through oppressive situations before in which many of the rights were taken away, whether it's the right to bear arms, the freedom of speech. All these things which are trying to be taken away from us today, I feel like they were kind of giving us a roadmap for things to worry about. It is alarming in terms of some of the mental health situations that we've seen over the last few years, which seem to be becoming more and more prevalent. I don't know if that's that they're getting more coverage or if they just simply are taking place on a larger scale. I do think that needs to be addressed. But I think all too often, proponents on the left use these situations as examples to take away gun rights of law-abiding everyday citizens. And that, in my mind, is wrong. I think a government left unchecked is only going to try and grow its power. It's never going to just willfully hand it back to the citizenry. And I'm a citizen running to take back that power from the government. Well, first off, thank you very much for having me. It's been a pure joy to have gotten involved in this campaign. It's certainly a time commitment, but something that I'm very, very passionate about. I can promise you that I'm a traditional conservative. When I say that, you can take that to the bank, and you can understand that to mean that when I tell you I will go to Concord and I will not vote for any tax increases, I will work to get tax cuts on business taxes, on the gas tax, and other various taxes. I will also do my best to cut the budget as best as possible. I think that too often we just check boxes on our primaries, and we send some of the same candidates that might actually, if you check out their voting record, be in favor of or supported certain taxes that we as Republicans thought we were sending them to Concord to oppose. So that is my pledge to you, that there will not be any additional spending that I vote for or increased taxes, and I will do my best to secure the future for our children.